Welcome everybody to another edition of WCW 2004 here in TEW 2020 as we're continuing on the road to WCW's first international pay-per-view in a long time, British Assault. And of course, last week, Sean Hare became the WCW World Champion, and we'll hear from him, and we'll set up, the big rematch for the world title at British Assault, but that'll be on Nitro here in just a second. But before that, one more call for the mini rewards. Again, just vote how you want. If you've been following the series, just vote, lots of awards there, lots of people to vote for. Not going to make this fairly quickly, but just take a look at that, vote who you want, links in the description, and just, go from there. But now it's on to Nitro itself. And of course, we start out, after the opening pyro and everything, Sean Hare's music hits. He comes out to a huge babyface pop with the World Championship around his waist as he gets in the ring and he takes the mic and he says, "This is a new beginning. This is a new beginning for professional wrestling. This is a new beginning for WCW. And this is a new beginning for this championship. Because the future is now, and I will be a champion everybody can be proud of. More importantly, I can be a champion that looks towards the future instead of the past in professional wrestling, and I will fight anybody who wants a shot at this title. Because I know I'm the best in the world. I've been proving here every single night, every single week, whether it's wrestling legends like Ric Flair, whether it's wrestling monsters like Macias, whether it's wrestling other men trying to aim for the top, like Billy Kidman and others. But every challenge that's been for me, I've won. Because I firmly believe I am the best. I am the future of this business, and every night I prove it damn well. Big pop for that. But then Booker T's music hits, and about to a big heel response. Sharmo by his side, and he gets in the ring, and he has the mic, and he says, "Look, Saka, I didn't come here for a fight, because we all know that the answers already told everybody, and we both know WWE already gave me my rematch, because even they know, even those suckers in the back know, that you should not be world champion right now. That I didn't get a shot to get ready for that title, a real chance to get set for that title match, and what you're looking right now, everybody in this audience knows, is a paper champion. Heel pop. Because I'm a six-time. Okay, sort of stops and says, look, we know, Booker, you're a great wrestler. You're maybe the best tag team wrestler of all time. And yes, you were a six-time world champion. But I beat you in the middle of that ring. 1, 2, 3. No interference, no BS. You're just unhappy that your wife didn't get a chance to run in and nobody else got a chance involved. And you weren't lucky anymore. Your luck ran out on Revolution, and your luck is going to continue to run out at British Assault when in London I prove I'm the world champion." Booker says, "We'll have to speak about that sucker, because what I'm going to think is after British Assault, I'm going to be a 7-time world champion. Can you dig that?" So, big 99 to open the show, and yeah, I'll officially set up that for the pre-booking. Where are you? There we go. Already set up. Sean Hare versus Booker T for the World Championship. So yeah, well, here's the new world champion, new strong babyface, and now we have Booker T as, trying to get back his world title, trying to prove that O'Hare just got lucky at Revolution. Then we go at the commercial. There's a quick, little graphic saying tonight's a big main event as Kanyon and Eddy Guerrero, two former world champions who faced off each other at Starrcade, at last year, face off and team together to take on none other than Lance Storm and Mike Awesome, as of course Kanyon's had his problems with Kidman, and there's a triumvirate. Of course, Mike Awesome came back after a month's suspension to attack Eddy Guerrero to make a statement. So that little graphic gets to 70, and then we're off to our tag match. As in about that decent wrestling but to have much heat, Elix Skipper and Tank Tolan defeats Jason Jett and Paul London in 9:28 when Elix Skipper pins Jason Jett with the overdrive after a miscommunication with Paul London. This gets 62 overall, so back and forth match, high spots, Jett and London do their high-flying stuff. Skipper does some high-flying stuff as well. Tank Tolan, doesn't do much high-flying stuff because he's Tank Tolan, but he has some, quick cruiser power spots, some cheating, and, does some gyrations to get some heel response from the crowd. But eventually, everything breaks down. It looks like Jett and London are going to get the win, but London actually hits a dive out, trying to hit Skipper, but Jett is in the way. He takes both people out. Skipper basically recovers first, gets Jett in the ring, hits the overdrive. Tolan hits London from behind to stop him from getting back in the ring. 1, 2, 3. The heels, including Cruiserweight Champion, get a win. As London gets a 66, Jett gets a 63, Tank Tolan gets a 39, and Lee Skipper gets a 54. And post-match, As the heels celebrate, Jet and London argue, sort of pushing each other as the announcers, put over the fact that, this is a big, triple threat match for the Cruiserweight title at British Assault. And if Jet and London don't stop getting each other's way, let's get over another big check mark in his Cruiser title history. As it gets to 45, as these guys aren't the most charismatic guys and are still getting over. We move forward backstage where Kanyon and Eddy are, where Eddy enters Kanyon's locker room, and there's a quick stare down before Eddy says, "Look, we've had our wars, we've had our fights, but we teamed together before, and now we're teaming together now. I know I'm not going to be the guy who says don't stab me in the back, but Kanyon finishes, don't stab me in the back. Look, if anything, I should be worried about you, Eddy. You've been coming back, man. You've been a little off the handle. You've been aggressive. And look, I get it. You lost world title. You got stunned by that Noble asshole. But you got to get your head back in the game when you're teaming with me. Because Storm and Allison may be pricks, but they're great wrestlers. And if we aren't working together, they'll kick our ass." And he says, like, you think those guys can kick? Look, maybe you, but I'm a Guerrero. Guerreros don't fall easily. And he says, well, nobody better than Kanyon, man. And if you think I'm going to let you take if you think I'm going to let you be the weak link just because you're still upset over a shock loss, you better not. You better up your game, man. And he's like, I don't have to up my game because every night I'm doing 110%. There's a little stare down before they both walk off. And this gets an 84. It seems these baby faces are not on the best of pages at the moment. Then we go backstage where Jeff Jarrett is with Brother Ray. Hold on. I don't know why. There we go. It was weird not having I accidentally clicked the right clicks, which allows you to edit stuff, and I just forgot about that. Anyway, back to the actual promo. So Brother Ray backstage promo, he says, yeah, I stepped up for Rob Van Dam at Revolution where someone's bruising. We fought through wars together. We fought each other in the barbed wire city. And whether it's in Philly or anywhere else in the United States, I know Rob Van Dam is one of the toughest SOBs on this earth, even though he doesn't show it. And if he's ready to fight against you, Jarrett, so am I. Because, Jarrett, you're the exact type of man that we Brothers Extreme formed a fight against. A silver-spooned punk kid who thinks he deserves everything just because of who his daddy is. And was given every single shot and even got that douche Russo behind you, but you were still a failure. You still got your ass kicked, and you still couldn't keep a hold of things, and now you've got some new peons backing you up. Well, you're about to get in a real fight, Jarrett, so you better be damn ready for it. So let's get to 74, as we set up, Big Brother Ray versus Jeff Jarrett match later tonight, after Ray backed up RVD in his start with his, sort of confrontation with the Chosen Few at Revolution last week. And then we have another sort of setup for the, another preview of the big tag match. And a decent match, Chavo Guerrero defeats Cash in 9:46 by pinfall. So, Cash still does his bruiserweight stuff, his bully cruiserweight. He just, tries to do some power moves and other big suplexes and lariats on Chavo. But Chavo fights back because, he's a pretty big cruiserweight himself. And eventually, Chavo, Cash goes for the dead level, but, Chavo backdrops him out of it. Chavo attacks, and Cash attacks, but out of nowhere, Chavo is able to hit him. Kick, wham, brainbuster, rolls through. 1, 2, 3. Big pinfall for Chavo Guerrero over one half of the tag team champions. As this gets a 79, Cash gets a 74, and Chavo Guerrero gets a 68. And post-match, Chavo Guerrero celebrates and makes both motions as the crowd cheers as this gets a 58. As, sort of building to that big tag match, which I think I have. Hold on. I know I have it set up. Oh, right, I do not, so why didn't I not set it already? Especially since, So even though I thought I announced it already, there we go. Then we go backstage with Monty Brown, and Stevie Ray, as Jeremy Brash, asks him, Sting answered your call out at Revolution. Are you ready to face a true legend like Sting? And Stevie Ray is about to say something when Monty Brown says something. Look, I'm usually silent because I let my action in the ring do the talking, and Stevie Ray can talk like nobody else. But here's reality. Sting, you're broken down. You're the past. Monty Brown is the future. I'm going to pounce you right out of WCW at British Assault, and you can't say I didn't warn your ass. And they both men walk away. As this gets to 60, decent little promo from Monty Brown as we continue on. And then we have a little continuing the hype promo as Prince Jose. Now we see him in a sort of like big giant hotel room. Imagine something like the Plaza Hotel from Room 2 or some other extravagant hotel room, like something from like the Vegas from the Hangover movies. Just one of those huge rooms. As Prince Jose says, as I look over your bloated, disgusting, massive American cities, they at least look good from stories from 100 stories high, from many stories high up. But you see, again, some of you may be surprised that I can afford a hotel room like this. In reality, this is just a penny out of my pocket when it comes to the great wealth that I and other great families have created in Africa. But of course, you never see that because Americans don't want to see the greatness that comes from Africa, because you want to believe that we're all poor savages waiting for your little bit of help. But no, there's true greatness in Africa, and I come in here to WCW to show you it. 46, again, decent promo, getting him over. And then we have our big Power 1 main event, as of course, Jamie Noble and Ebony Sable basically made the challenge to Bill Goldberg. Now it's been set up as Ebony Sable makes a big match against Bill Goldberg, and of course what happens here is Ebony Sable comes out, Goldberg comes out to a big pop as these guys just fight, just brawling, kicking, not a lot of, great offense going on, but, Sable looks like he's actually on the ropes as he hits the big spear. He gets drilled by a big spear from Goldberg, and Goldberg is picking it up for the jackhammer, when of course, out of nowhere, Jamie Noble just comes in and drills his knee with a chair. Noble falls, ref calls for the bell. Goldberg's immediately on his knees because he got drilled with a chair, because even a superhero would fall down after that. And then the beatdown is on. But first we go over the actual match. Got a 70 overall. It was short. Goldberg got a 92. Ebony Sable got a 34. And then post-match, there's just a massive beatdown as Noble immediately hits Goldberg again with a chair shot. Ebony Sable picks Goldberg up, hits a sort of modified Doctor Bomb, a gut-wrench power bomb, then hits another big choke slam, and then Noble walks in sort of a crossface hold on Goldberg as Sable just kicks shit out of him before referees finally get down to the ring. As this gets to 67 overall and continues to build up, this new feud between Noble and Ebony Sable and Goldberg. And then we have a fun little segment here as first, the whole new heel trio come out as Lizzie Dumas, Angel Fox, and Leslie James comes out and says, Lizzie Dumas says, yes, I'm not going to say I deserve a women's title shot because I've only been here a couple weeks, but look at these other women, Angel Fox, Lexi James, both former women's champions, and they deserve a shot at the women's world title and prove to take the title away from somebody like Gail Kim, who, quite frankly, I could beat with this if I wanted to. And then cues Gail Kim music, who comes out and says, Lizzie, just because you did moonsault and showed off your thong, that doesn't make you a number one contender. Ooh, shoot comments. And Angel, Lexi, I'll kick either of your asses if WCW first want to give you the title shot, but I'm still the head bit in charge here, and don't you forget it. Cue Celine Cartier and Jordan Cole. They both in the ring have a confrontation, and Cartier's like, if I remember right, I actually won a match on Revolution and defeated you, Lexi. Pop for that. And Cole says, and look, Cole sort of adds in, and Gail, I like you, but I've never gotten a real shot at your title right now. And then cue Trisha Sky to a big pop, and she comes out and says, Gail, I'm ready for a match against you any time off to really prove my credentials if you think those in other places don't count. But I'm also ready to fight any of you bitches over there. Ooh, big pop after that. And there's some screaming, louding, and it looks like there's going to be a fight when Bischoff comes out and he says, okay, seems that neither men or women can stop from wanting to kill each other. But okay, that's fine. So we need a number one contender to the women's title. Unfortunately, there's no clear number one contender, but I know a way to figure that out. On Revolution, in 2 nights, there will be a Golden Gauntlet Battle Royal open to any member of the women's roster. And whoever wins that Golden Gauntlet will become the new number one contender and get the shot at British Assault. Fine, I don't care. And then he walks away. So yes, at Revolution, it's going to be a Golden Gauntlet, aka a Royal Rumble, and the winner will become the number one contendership to the women's title, and it's open to any members of the women's roster, as this gets a 67, because neither of these women aren't great, Mike. I mean, there's a couple of them. They also aren't over, but still want to do this actual long segment to put it over and build up the women's a feud. And then we go backstage where Toro is backstage by himself, and he, goes, he enters Ray Jr.'s locker room, and, Ray Jr. is there getting, doing Ray Jr. stuff in the back. And he's like, look, capiche. You are not going to defeat me or the might of the Roman Empire. I understand you think you had some connection back with those hardcore idiots. But, Ray, you may not be Roman, but I think you're a great wrestler, as long as you stay out of our way. Ray Jr.'s like, you think you can intimidate me? I fought actually great wrestlers and actual intimidating guys. Look, Toro, if you want to fight, I'll give you a fight. And more importantly, I'll show you the Roman Empire is still a figment of your imagination. And then Ray Jr. gets walked away as Toro just stares at him and looks angry. And it's like Ray Jr.'s not afraid of the Roman Empire. As this gets a 64. Or the Roman Legion. Why did I say Roman Empire? And then we have our semi-main event, as in a great match, has great wrestling and good heat. Jeff Jarrett defeats Brother Ray 933 by pinfall after using foreign objects. So, obviously what happens here is back and forth. This is just sort of a wild brawl, as Jarrett and Ray, of course Jarrett is from that Memphis South, so he can actually brawl. Brother Ray's Brother Ray, so he can do that brawling, so maybe a table gets teased but doesn't get used, some guardrails, some brawling up the ramp, back up to the, ring apron. There's eventually the ref gets bumped through the brawl. Jarrett pulls in the guitar and just is able to drill Brother Ray with it. 1, 2, 3. Big pinfall for Jeff Jarrett over Brother Ray. Let me see here. Was there anything else? Let's see here. Oh, crap. I forgot to add a storyline to it. Okay, that makes sense. That's unfortunate. I should have had the equity storyline to it. Okay, not the end of the world. Again, we have a 3-on-1, as of course Martin Drake and Simply Johnny Vine come down to get the revenge on Brother Ray for getting involved in what they think isn't his business. But after only a couple of minutes, of course, RVD comes down and runs through in with a chair and runs off, the heels and helps Brother Ray up, as there's another stare down as the crowd pops, as this gets an 83. Did I officially book? Let's see here. British Assault. Yes, I have. Okay. Ray Jr. and Jonathan Torres also officially announced, and also and then we have a quick backstage segment as Tank Tolan is backstage, doing Tank Tolan things, getting himself ready for a night out of town, when Don Marie shows up and introduces her to Tank and says, when you're done with the floozies and random rats and want somebody who actually leads your career, come call me. As Tank looks over Don Marie as she walks away and smirks, as this gets a 43. And then we have our main event, which gets a friggin' 90. Great stuff. As in about superb wrestling and great heat, Awesome Storm defeats Kanyon and Eddy Guerrero in 1824 when Mike Awesome pins Eddy Guerrero after... Okay, so of course the game couldn't quite... Basically, back and forth match, Kanyon and Eddy actually work pretty well together. Awesome and Storm are Awesome and Storm. So Awesome does some power stuff. Storm hits some super kicks and technical holds. I imagine Eddy fighting out of a attempt at a maple leaf. And eventually things break down, and then Kidman comes down to ringside, pulls Kanyon off the ring apron, and they start brawling. And that's just an distraction for Eddy to turn around straight into a kick to the gut and an awesome bomb from Mike Awesome right in the middle of the ring. 1, 2-3, as Austin gets a huge victory over Eddy Guerrero, as this gets a 90, like I said. Austin gets an 85, Lance Storm gets a 77, Eddy gets an 88, and Kanyon gets a 92. And post-match, basically, eventually, refs break everything up, but then Kanyon, gets back in the ring, to help Eddy out. But then Eddy sort of pushes him back, and Kanyon tries to blame, and points to the screen where it shows Kanyon brawling with him. So he's trying interference. Eddy pushes him and says, "You didn't have my back, Holmes," and is getting ready for a fight. When out comes Chavo, out comes Eddy. Out comes Chavo, out comes Alex, out comes Jeff Hardy, out comes Ray Jr., and they sort of stand between everybody and try to calm everybody down as the show ends, as this gets a 99, and really builds up, the big, sort of Eddy continuing to be a little more aggressive, Kanyon being Kanyon, and, this is all, mostly, honestly, Eddy's friends, but also, Kanyon and Jeff Hardy have teamed up before. Gets a 99 to end things, and overall, we get a 92. So, really good show, and really good beginning and ending. So let's see what Raw did, and then we'll go. Then we'll go on to Revolution. I totally forgot what I was going to say there. Let's see here. Is there anything of note? Airing, fun stuff. Okay. All right, nothing of note, but still, just see here. Okay. Oh God, 5-star match. Oh my God. And Warrior seems to not... Okay, this is something I think people might have missed, but yeah. Warrior's been part of AAA for... Let me see, let me look at his job history. Since March 2003, which is absolutely hilarious to me. But he's actually had a solid career. Even in 2004 here, he's been 16-13, and he's, mainly, he's getting big wins on TV still. But yeah, that's just hilarious to me. Anyway, I just wanted to point out, yeah, he has a... In Mexico, he's still fairly low. I'm not going to hire him because it's Warrior in 2004, Jesus Christ. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to show you guys that since it was a story. Anyway, we go to Raw, where we have, let's see here, Edge and Big Show come face to face and get separated. Chris Jericho attacking Steve Austin, Molly Holly and Ivory defeating Sherry Slice and Shanika in a 79. Steve Austin winning a squash. Kurt Angle defeating Shelton in a 93. Jesus. Vampiro defeating Steven Richards in 87, which is actually a decent one because Steven's been a solid mid-card for WWE through this. Scott Hall, Triple H, and Chris Benoit defeating Rikishi, DDP, and Orton in a 99. Okay, sure. And everything in the Hall and Triple H are teaming up. Yeah. Anyway, then Undertaker defeated Billy Gunn in 92. And then main event, Brock Lesnar and Chris Jericho defeat Shawn Michaels and Big Show in a random 100 because of course they did. Anyway, that's it for Raw, but I'll be back for Raw Nitro. I'll be back in just a moment with Revolution. All right, it's now time for Revolution, live from the Dunkin' Donuts Center in beautiful Providence, Rhode Island. As first, Booker comes out to a big heel response from the crowd. As he says, "I'm down here for one reason, and that's to remind everybody in this arena, I'm going to be the next world champion once again, and all of you will have to realize I am the king of this business, and there's nobody that got me, sucker. And anybody who wants to try it can come out here and get their ass kicked." Cue Chuck Palumbo's music to a big face pop as he comes out on his motorcycle with Stacy Keibler sitting behind him. Probably Stacy's dressed up in something sexy bikerish because Stacy Keibler in 2004. Why would you not do that? But then out comes Chuck Palumbo down at the ring. He gets in the ring and stares down at Booker and says, "Booker, almost every damn moment since you lost the title to my best friend Sean, you've been whining and complaining. But here's the thing, you lost. You lost 1, 2, 3 here last week, and there's nothing you can say about that. You can complain about not getting enough lead time, but everybody here in the back knows you gotta wrestle every night, not knowing who you'll face or be ready for anything." Booker fires back, "Yes, if you're punk like you, but I was the world champion. I deserve something special, sucker. And also, why the hell are you out here? Are you O'Hare's little gopher?" And Chuck's like, Sean didn't tell me. I come here because I'm sick and tired of your BS, man. So Booker, if you want to fight tonight, well, I'll be your Huckleberry man. I'll kick your ass just like my best friend kick your ass, and we'll prove that the future is now." Booker's like, "Well, after I'm finished with you, Well, here's going to be a little preview of what's going to happen at British Assault. Now, can you dig that? 100, really good, setting things up to a strong start, as Booker and Palumbo really over, and yeah, just getting things over. So, just a quick little thing, like, booking the show is a little weird, just how timing and everything worked out, but this 100 really helped things, so let's see how it goes from here. So we go backstage where Skipper is with Jerry Borash as Borash, asks him, is he ready for the challenge of the triple threat match at British Assault? And Skipper's like, why should I be worried about the challenge? You already saw it Nitro. Those fools can't keep it together. I'm the king of the cruiserweights for one reason, because I'm the best damn cruiserweight on the planet, and this title means it. Yeah, Jen London, they've been successful, very successful, but man, I'm the real superstar. I'm the human highlight reel. And at British Assault, I'm gonna walk out of there. I'm gonna walk in the cruiserweight champion, and I'm gonna walk out of the cruiserweight champion, and there's nothing they can do about it. Because I'm just on another level. 39, unfortunately, Skipper, so not the best promo guy, but gotta build him up somehow, right? And then we have our opening match. As an decent match, Jonathan Toro defeats Sabu in 604 by pinfall. As this match had a lot of interference, we had the Roman Legion involved, we had Salmon involved, we eventually had Brother Ray involved. So this was just an insane, stupid, just wild brawl all over, from the start as refs just sort of throw things out, just, letting things happen. First, Roman Legion got involved, then Sandman came out, hit him with canes, or brawled with Sandman. That allowed Sabu to get back involved, but then the Roman Legion went after Sandman, but that Brother Ray attacked everybody, but eventually, everybody started fighting themselves. Then Toro drilled Sabu with his sort of roaring elbow maneuver, and got the 1, 2, 3 right in the middle of the ring, and a big win in the sort of Roman Legion versus Hardcore War. As this gets a 60, Toro gets a 62, Sabu gets a 51, and as you might be able to see here, showing true unprofessionalism, a clearly unhappy Sabu completely phoned in his performance. Well, oh well. I know. Look, Sabu, it's 2004, and you haven't had the best 2001-2004 in this universe, so just deal with it. But post-match, the brawling continues between all four men. Eventually, Rey Mysterio comes out and helps Sandman and Brother Ray, and Sabu is laid out, and hits a big dive on all three of the heels as the crowd pops, as this gets a 53. Good stuff. As we continue to build things up between these former ECW stalwarts and Ray Jr. and the Roman Legion. And then we go backstage, where Mark Jindrak, Jeff Jarrett, and some of the German Vine, Joyce and Few are all backstage, and Jarrett's all, listen, slap nuts. And I say that with love. You have to go out tonight and prove that you are truly the future of this business. Air Raid have lots of tag titles, and they even got a few lucky wins over me and Shane back a while back. But here's reality. I chose you guys for a reason. I chose you because I truly believe you can be the future of this business. Mark, you're already proven, be a TEW champion. Johnny, you've been great so far. But you go out there and you prove you're truly one of the chosen few tonight. And do it the right way. The chosen few way. Decent little stuff as Mark then fires back. Look, I've been TEW champion before, and me and Johnny Vine, two punks who fly around and got lucky a few times, aren't going to take us out, right, Johnny? And Johnny's like sort of like so hyperactive sort of stuff, and like, I got it, man. I got it, bro. I can do this. I'm chosen few. Nobody can stop us, right? Sort of like his hyperactive, sort of like little scrap. I mean, honestly, kind of like little scrappy dude type of gimmick, like Butch has, because he's a smaller guy, but not probably quite as bad, but what can you do? And this gets 69 because I actually rated Jindrak and Divine for once, but gotta do this because they're actually involved. Oh, whoops. I forgot to. Okay, well, this is a spoiler, but I'm going to go through the whole match anyway. So, it's the Golden Gauntlet, which is basically the Royal Rumble for the women's title shot at British Assault. They start with Celine Cartier, Messina Busick, starting out as the 1 and 2. Then Nikita Colt comes out at number 3, and of course, it's a 2-on-1 beatdown for the next couple of minutes, but then Celine fights back. It's a little fiery bay face right near the end. As Tricia comes out to a big pop, and she comes in House of Fire, and after 30 seconds or 45 seconds, we see Busick charges at her, and Tricia throws her to the top. Tricia and Celine work together, working on Nikita, but Nikita fires quick strikes to avoid getting thrown out. But then at number 5, Amber O'Neil comes in, and she helps out Nikita Colt. But eventually, because they're heels and they're from different, quasi-stables, I guess, they can't keep it together. But baby faces also go after both women, And then at number 6, Jordan Cole comes in. And at that point, it's a 3-on-2 advantage for the baby faces. And with nowhere to go, Amber O'Neil eventually gets tossed out by Celine Cartier, who just sort of powers her out and throws out basically a reverse DVD and just tosses her to the floor. Then after a few more seconds, where Nikita Colt is really looking like she's about to get screwed over, Lizzie Dumas comes in, and she just comes in, she charges, and she just rushes right at Trisha Sky and clotheslines her over the top, and they start brawling to the back. So Lizzie's in, and then she's out, and then that's basically it. But still, it's still 2-on-1 as Celine and Jordan Cole are going after Nikita Colt, but Colt goes scratches, claws, and does her best to avoid being eliminated. And eventually, number 8, Angel Fox comes in, and then it's a sort of 2 brawl as Fox attacks, basically takes out Celine Cartier and throws her to the corner. Celine has to roll to the outside through the bottom floor, and Colt and Angel work on Jordan. She fights valiantly, but Colt throws out Jordan Cole. But then, out of nowhere, Angel Fox throws out Nikita Colt, showing there is no honor among thieves. And then Cartier comes in, and it looks like she's going to, fight against Celine. But Lexi James comes in at number 9, so it really looks like Celine is just totally screwed. And then at number 10, some very familiar music hits, and out comes after being gone for months since the end of the Horsemen. Joni Lawler makes her return and makes her official debut in the WCW Women's Division. And honestly, she just, she tosses out all, they sort of realize what's going on, and even though they've been feuding for the past couple months, or basically the whole time the Women's Division been around, all 3 women sort of team up, but it's just not enough, as Joni Lawler just throws out all 3 women fairly quickly, and that's it, as Joni Lawler wins the match. Final 4, like I said, was Celine Cartier, Lexi James, and Angel Fox, and Joni Lawler got the most eliminations, and Celine sets the record for surviving the longest, as basically the heels get tossed out basically all at once. Celine makes a last desperate, actually gets a big boot, and sort of hits Joni with a big clothesline, but then Joni tosses her to the outside. So this gets to 72. Good stuff. And then Gail Kim comes out and has a stare down with Joni as the announcers. Well, first Joni celebrates to sort of a mixed reaction, as the crowd isn't really sure. Is she heel? She's just a confident babyface after we just last saw her with Kanyon. And then out comes Gail Kim, and there's a stare down as the crowd pops. So that sets it up officially. So for those who I don't think may have missed it in the game in the past couple months, Joni is really bleeding over, and I didn't want to use her as sort of the automatic top heel woman right from the start, because she had the thing with the Horsemen and with Kanyon, and they had good chemistry, which I was sort of shocked by. But after the Horseman term was split up and turned face, that was a good way for her to walk away, and now she's back involved. So there we go. Oh, whoops. I'll set it for the world title. But yeah, Stare Down itself gets 76, and then we move forward, where Air Raid is backstage, and it's basically a quick promo where, honestly, AJ's Bischoff called me and he said I had a tag match tonight. Buddy, I got a US title match at British Assault, and personally, yeah, but look, AJ, we've been running together for years, and you've been really successful, and you're even more, and you'll be great, but I just wanted this one shot to get a chance. Plus, Trojan and Few are assholes, so let's beat them down a little and get back in gear. And AJ agrees, and then they're off together, as it gets at 58. And then we have a really fun thing. And so basically what happens here is, Shane Helms says, welcome to the Shane Helms shows with Shane Helms, starring Shane Helms. And as you can see, I'm here without any backup because I want to bring in 3 of the best wrestlers in this business today who have always been held down by WCW, just like myself, but are finally rising to the occasion and getting what they deserve. And he brings out the triumvirate, big heel response for that. As, Helms basically lets him cut heel promo, like Austin says, I talked to WCW officials and they want the match. That bastard Eddie wants the match. So at British Assault, Eddy Guerrero is going to be proven a fraud by Mike Awesome, as I'm going to awesome boss him from one side of England to the other. Ken walks in and says, and look, Eddie, your partner from Kanyon, you should be upset at him. He got involved in something he shouldn't have, and now he's paying the price. And now, at British Assault, he's also going to face press because he's going to be shown to be nothing but somebody who is being brought up to the top by the rest of the horsemen. And now that they aren't around, he's going to be choosing nothing but a loser and somebody who should go back to the mid card where he belongs. Because I'm rising up to take his place as the best cruiserweight of my generation and a future world champion. Mike Awesome, Eddie, it's nothing personal. Well, it's a little personal because, of course, you walked back in here and got the top spots over us. But really, you're just a means to an end to remind everybody that we're the best group in professional wrestling. We're the elite force, and there's nothing you can do about it. And as Shane Helmer doing his pleasantry, out of nowhere, Eddy Guerrero slips in from sort of the ringside area and just starts attacking all three men. Like, Helms backs off, pointing at us like he's still injured, bicep, putting his hands up. And he just fights everybody, like, just wild brawl. W officials quickly getting because they know it's going to be a thrown and beat down. But, Eddie is actually kind of winning, just being a complete wild man. But eventually, it looks like it's going to be thrown one. But then WCW officials get between everybody. And, Helms closing by saying, you just saw what Eddy Guerrero is really like. He's not a world champion. He's nothing but an aggressive SOB who gets involved in business he should have. This is the Shane Helms Show, starring Shane Helms, with Shane Helms, your greatest United States champion of all time. As it gets an 88, really building things up. And also, it's official for British Assault. It's Eddie versus Mike Awesome. And Kanyon versus Billy Kidman. And then in Sting's return to the ring after a couple months off because of, basically, well, not quite a month off. What am I talking about? Anyway, Sting's back as he just squashes Sean Stasiak in 247 by pinfall. It says with a Stinger splash, but he hits a Scorpion Death Drop. But, that's it. Just boom, wham, Sting, Sean maybe gets a little bit of offense in, but basically it's shot for Sting as he hits the big Stinger Splash, Scorpion Death Drop, 1, 2, 3. They didn't click, unfortunately. Sting still gets a 69. Nice. Sean Stasiak gets a 46. And then Sting is celebrating. Of course, what happens is Monty Brown comes in, along with Stevie Ray, and they start brawling with Sting. And it looks like Sting is going to get a beatdown, but he actually gets out of the way of a Monty Brown attack as Monty actually hits Stevie Ray with the big lariat. Sting takes the opportunity to toss Monty to the outside, grab Stevie Ray, pick him up, death drop, raw to the ring, and hit up to the ring, grabbing his baseball bat and pointing out Monty as a crowd pops as it gets a 72. So, Sting gets a little bit of revenge hitting death drop, but doesn't quite, get enough offense on Monty Brown quite yet. And then we get the same Princess A video from Nitro as it gets 46 again. And then we have our semi-main event as in an 80. In a decent match, Mark Jindrak and Simply Johnny Vine defeated Air Raid in 944, when Simply Johnny Vine defeated Air Paris with a divine intervention, which I think somebody in the comments said was a double under pile driver. It's not that, because, he can hit Air Paris with it, but a lot of other wrestlers, probably not. But anyway, he hits whatever we decided divine intervention is, after Kaz, out of nowhere, comes in and just kicks Air Paris in the head while the ref is distracted. Divine picks him up, boom, 1, 2, 3. This gets an 80 overall. Simply Divine gets a 59, Mark Jindrak gets a 74, AJ Styles gets an 85 because he's great, and Air Paris gets a 62. And it looks like it's going to be a 3-on-2 beatdown as Kaz and AJ start to brawl after AJ sees what happens as Kaz still at ringside, but Jindrak and Divine are involved. But then Tajiri comes in and starts kicking fools himself, and there's a stare down between Tajiri and Kaz as he spits mist in Kaz's face. As then there's a quick stare down between Tajiri and AJ, before Tajiri bows again and rolls out of the ring. Air Paris seems upset because he got kicked in the head and getting revenge. But, AJ helps him out and points out what Tajiri did, and then they, raises their arms as the crowd pops, as this gets to 66, continuing the couple feuds here. Fun times. Then I think it's time for a main event. No, right, duh, I forgot those two things. Anyway, what really actually happens is first, Jamie Noble has a promo, and he's backstage with Ebony Sable, and he says, people have been asking me for the past 40 hours, what were you thinking? attacking a legend like Bill Goldberg. Bill Goldberg, one of the best, the guy who had the streak, who beat Hulk Hogan, held the world title. And all I gotta say to that is, I don't care. Bill Goldberg is a scam, just like Eddy Guerrero. As he points at his I Beat Eddy Guerrero t-shirt, available on WCWShop.com. I beat Eddy Guerrero right in the middle of the ring. I proved he was a scam, he was a fraud, he was nothing special, he was just another wrestler who could be beat. And what I did at Nitro was prove that Bill Goldberg is no superhero, he's not invincible, he's not, he's not all powerful, he's just a man who can get his ass kicked just like anybody else. And Goldberg, here's what I want from you. I want an apology for the hours upon hours of television time you've stolen from great wrestlers such as myself. I want you to walk away and let men like me take over this business like I deserve. And let men like Ebony Sable take your place as true powerhouses who can do the job in the ring. And if you don't, well, I'll just have to beat you like I beat Eddy Guerrero. Eddy, so 80 overall, and a really good promo from Noble as he basically challenges Bill Goldberg to put up or shut up. And then we have our last pre-main event angle as basically Eddy is being thrown, is trying to be calmed down by security, aka a bunch of guys up from DevTuria, and he just kicks all their asses. He throws them up, and before Eric comes in and says, Eddy, get the hell out of here. Now. Look, I get it, you're upset. But you can't do this. And Eddy steps up and says, Holmes, I can do whatever I want. I'm Eddy Guerrero. Eric says, you may think that, but look, I understand. I'll have something for you at Nitro, but you gotta go home now. And Eddy sort of stares him down, and then he walks away. As Eric sort of shakes his head and just sighs, and then, still the sort of misbegotten, put upon, quasi babyface, guy. As this gets an 83, and now it's time for our main event. Oh, fuck. I forgot they don't. No, wait. Oh, and I forgot to do. Man. Oh my god, I forgot to add the experience. I forgot to add the storyline too. Oh god, okay. This might be real bad. As far as, if we had enough good segments, it might save us, but oof. Okay. And about that fantastic heat, well, at least that's good. And good wrestling, Booker T TV Chuck Palumbo 1825 pinfall with a bookend after distraction from Carmel. So basically what happens here is, and I would go through a longer explanation, but look at this rating, you got 73, Jesus Christ. Anyway, so basically near the end, back and forth match, obviously kind of slow paced and awkward because these guys don't click. But in the end, Carmel is able, Charmel basically goes after Stacy, and that distracts Booker just long enough. Distracts Palumbo just long enough for him to walk into the bookend from Booker, get the 1, 2, 3. Man, oh god, I don't want to look at this finish. Oh, again, 84. Oh god, TNT's going to be upset. So freaking upset. Well, man. I really should have done a post-match thing. And see, aren't you happy Chuck Palumbo does not look like this in our version of 2004? But also, yeah, look at his freaking stats. He'll never be the greatest in-ring guy, but, look at that other stuff. Shit. Okay. Shit. Man. Okay, so as you can see, Revolution lost our slot, but, man, that blew. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Okay, that's hilarious. Let's say he was the MVP of this. You haven't been used in months, buddy, because you sat out your contract. All right, well, okay, also, AAA is now going to be doing stoner hardcore. What the hell? Okay, that is hilarious to me. Doing from Lucha Entertainment to stoner hardcore. Oh my god. I guess it used to be, it's still Crash TV, okay. But, okay. Wow. Okay, well, I know a way to get around this. It's going to cost us some money, but I am not going to get screwed over not to have TV in America anymore for the next year. So, but I'll fix that in just a second here. Anyway, let's go look over the rest of the world. So yeah, that's the rest of the world. So yeah, let's look over the rest of the world. First, WCW, or not WCW, WWE. Where are you, buddy? Yeah, WWE. I already guys showed you Raw, so here's SmackDown. Rikishi defeated Ron Rodderman. Jackie Gay defeated Shanika in a ladder match. Kurt Angle defeated Shelton Benjamin in another random 95. Raven Corpse and Law, Brock Lesnar defeated Steven Richards and DDP and Orton in 99. William Regal defeated Scott Hall in 89. Shawn Michaels defeated Vampiro in 98. And Steve Austin and Big Show defeated Chris Jericho and Triple H in 99, because of course they did. Yeah, yeah. Yes, I know, TNT's, yeah, I don't care. And then for our Wild Side, I think I showed you guys that happened. No, okay, so Wildside had one of their big shows. So, let's see here. Things that matter. Sonny Siaki and Rain Man defeated Claudio and Ryan Drago in a 50 and a 46. Chance Prophet defeated Tony Jones in a 47. Travis Tomko and TNT defeated Shannon Ballard and the Vanguard, which is Adam Ortiz and JC Daz, in a 50. Cassie O'Reilly defeated Kay Graves by DQ in a 50. Keith Killswitch defeated Keith Walker in a 53. Wrath Trial defeated Lazarus in a 52. And main event, Adam Jacobs defeated Marcus Militek, who's a regen, in a 60. Then in the TV show, let's see here. Travis Comco and TNT defeated Lazarus, Militek, and Michaels in a 58. And then Jason Cross and Shane Balor defeated Cassie O'Reilly and Shane Balor in a 72. Fun times. Then in the weekly house show, let's see here. Kenzo Suzuki defeated Brian Drago in a 39. Dagan Bridge and Sonny Siaki defeated Bobby Lashley and Matt Cross in a 44. Let's see here. Travis Comco defeated Tony Jones and Travis Prophet in a 48. Cassie O'Reilly defeated Kai Graves in a 56, so this is going to be a little feud. And then Killswitch defeated Keith Walker in a 65. So obviously shows are a little worse now that I took some of the more over guys to the main show. And speaking of worse shows because of people overness, and you guys did see this already. So yeah. So AEW had the weekly show. So Vanessa Harding and Mega Woman defeated Nadia Hart and non-gay partners in a 42. Fun times. Beth Phoenix defeated Mischief in a 42 as well. Millie Hosaka defeated Allison Nader in 55. Desire defeated Nikki Dox by DQ in a 57. And Cherry Melissa defeated Lacey, retained the title in a 50. And then on the WWE developmental side, OVW, no, I did not show you guys this either. So OVW also had one of their big monthly shows. So things of note that you guys would care about. Rob Conway and Eric Angle defeated Doug Basham and Logan Kane in a 56, 56. Miss Natural defeated Bloody Phoenix by DQ in a 54. Tony Mountluke defeated Chemo by DQ in a 54. Chrissy Ricci defeated Jamie Keys. Let's see here. Rico Constantino defeated Shaggy 2-Dope in a 52. Let's see here. Homicide and Spanky retained the OVW tag titles in a 64. Defeated Science Solution, which is Barry Buchanan, which is Bull Buchanan, and Damaja. And then Justice, unfortunately, defeated Joey Ryan in a 70. Maybe being on the Death territory means I won't be an asshole in real life as much. And then for the weekly loop, let's see here. Stuff you guys would care about. Tony Mountluke defeated Shaggy 2-Dope in a 34. Let's see here. Spanking and Homicide defeated Gene Jablonski and Mitch Page. And Rico Constantino defeated Charlie Hayes in a 54. And Justice defeated Bull Buchanan in a cage match in a 54. Again, and then Damage defeated Chemo in a 43, which would have been an interesting match. Maven and Isaiah defeated Logan Kane and Steve Bradley in a 51. And Homicide and Spanky defeated Rob Conway and Tony Mamaluke in a 63, and Justice defeated Joey Ryan in a 67. At least he's taking the pinfalls here. And then, of course, HWA. They had one of their big shows, and unfortunately, there must be John Cena must be the one guy more than they need for shows that he's not getting worked, which is interesting. Anyway, and Douglas and Marky Romero defeated Alex Shelley and Skin and Ivan in 44. Corey Castle and Capitoli and Shockboy defeated Matt Bentley and Clip Deluxe in a 51. Ross Haas defeated Jimmy Jacobs. Got Vic defeated Joel Bruns in a 47. Excalibur defeated rookie Shane Page in a 45. And Danny Dore defeated Ekmo Fatu in a 48. And Ray Steele defeated BJ Whitmer and Matt Striker in a 53. Interesting. Yeah, that's it. Not much else going around the world. Japan's doing Japan stuff. Mexico doing Mexico stuff, but that's it for now. But yeah, okay, so I'll just do this on screen. So I am going to treat a little, because let's be honest here, 284s would not lead to, so here's what we're going to actually do here. Broadcasting, right? Hold on. I'm having a brain fart of what I need to do here. So yeah, what I'm going to do real quick is just create a new broadcaster for WCW, because honestly, you want coverage in the USA, and I'm just going to pretend this $8 million I'm paying is basically a make good to do TNT for ads and such. So there we go. And then we'll go to yeah. So yeah, we'll see what happens as far as actual ratings and such, but I just wanted to fix that and show you guys on screen. Because, unfortunately, silly stuff like this sometimes happens, including you getting canceled for 284s in a row. Come on now. Anyway, that's it for now. Kind of a big show as we set up a lot of stuff, put some feuds, had some fun segments, and everything else. But, enjoyed this, go ahead and give it a like, comment below what you're enjoying and not enjoying, and of course, subscribe to the channel for lots of your TEW content. And I'm actually going to try getting some new stuff other than my WCW series up. I've had a little more time, life stuff, but I think I have some actual extra time. So I should be able to actually put some more stuff, maybe not this week, but in the next upcoming weeks. So I've got some ideas I'm thinking about. But anyway, that's for now. So talk later, and adios. Have a good one.